There was this period of time where somewhere around 145 Critical Role mini-sets came out. Every time I'm like, I'm out of new mini-sets to review, let me go look at my shelf with all the things that I haven't gotten to yet, I find more Critical Role sets. But there's two factors that make this a great time to talk about these sets. First of all, no matter what you think of Critical Role itself, the minis they developed with WizKids are always really well done. They're unique, they're interesting, and they make for some really fun encounters. And most importantly, they are currently 50% off on the WizKids official store right now. So first of all, I'm going to take a look at Characters of Tal'Dorei, because this set includes my favorite kind of mini. So let's go back in time a little bit and meet some Characters of Tal'Dorei. Enhance and improve your 5e games today with Hit Point Press. Helliana's Guide to Monster Hunting turns your 5e campaign into a full-on fantasy monster hunting show, with clue-driven hunts, epic multi-phase boss fights, and deep rules for harvesting your enemies into magic items, meals, and familiars, all with that signature loot tavern humor. If I Were a Lich Man is an Emmy-winning trilogy of funny, defiantly Jewish indie RPGs where liches, vampires, and bootlegger grandmas turn monsters into heroes and tabletop play into creative resistance. Or enhance your 5e games with animated spell, condition, and townsfolk cards. Learn more today at Hit Point Press by using our link in the corner or down below. The Rivermaw Brawler represents one of the hard-trained warriors of the Rivermaw Herd, a nomadic people of the Dividing Plains reshaped after the fall of Kevdak and the Herd of Storms. The stat block is built around battlefield control rather than just raw damage. Every round, it throws 3 unarmed strikes, and each hit can bruise an enemy to reduce their speed until magically healed. It can disarm them, or it can even suplex them to the ground. Unfortunately, there's no RKO though. It also has Clever Fighter, letting it boost either its offense or defense on the fly, plus endurance to shrug off one big hit per rest. This mini works well as a Goliath fist fighter, arena champion, mercenary bodyguard, tribal defender, or even an honorable rival who dominates close quarters combat. The Rivermaw Stormborn is a Storm-blessed Goliath warrior, combining raw physical power with divine lightning granted by the Stormlord. The stat block is a fun blend of bruiser and spellcaster. It fights recklessly with a great axe that deals extra lightning damage, it resists lightning damage itself, and it can also shrug off a heavy hit with endurance. On top of that, it can cast Lightning Bolt 3 times a day and call lightning once per day, even continuing to swing its great axe while the storm rages overhead. This mini works well as a Goliath champion, a clan war leader, a sacred challenger, an arena boss, or an intimidating ally who could probably drink you under the table. The Kraghammer Barbarian is a rugged dwarf warrior shaped by the harsh traditions of the Cliffkeep Mountains. You can use this mini as a stubborn defender, a tunnel fighter, a clan champion, or a mercenary from one of Tal'Dorei's, or any other world's, oldest dwarven strongholds. For game use, it fits naturally as a juggernaut-style combatant. It's hard to move, it's dangerous up close, and capable of driving enemies back through sheer force. You can drop it into a mine defense situation, a gladiator pit, maybe a caravan ambush, or even a political dispute between old guard Kraghammer loyalists and outsiders pushing for change. The Kraghammer Goat-Knight is one of the peak climber knights, mounted peacekeepers who patrol the sheer cliffs and the winding mountain roads of the Cliffkeep Mountains. More than just soldiers, they're rescuers and guides, often leading stranded travelers to safety while also enforcing the laws of Kraghammer and the edicts of Moradin the Allhammer. The stat block gives you a durable paladin. It has AC 20, Aura of Protection, Dwarven Resilience, Divine Health, and a selection of healing and protective spells. This mini is perfect as a mountain guardian, a rescue patrol, an escort commander, a lawful rival, or even a stern NPC whose duty to the law sometimes puts them at odds with the, let's admit it, probably at least somewhat chaotic party. The Goat-Knight Steed is the celestial giant goat magically bound to the Kraghammer Goat-Knight, sure-footed enough to navigate mountain paths that would be impossible for ordinary mounts. This is one of the rare WizKids modular minis that we only get every so often, with extra pieces that let you display the Knight and Steed separately, or combine them into a mounted figure. In the lore, the goat is summoned through Find Steed. It understands Dwarvish, it shares the Knight's self-targeted magic, and simply disappears when defeated before returning the next time it's summoned. That flexibility makes it incredibly useful at the table as a paladin's mount, a mountain rescue animal, or simply a party giant goat. Between the modular design and the story connection between the rider and the steed, I think this pair is worth picking up this set for all by itself. The Kuul'Tevir Rogue is a lizardfolk agent descended from a people who once claimed majesty over the earth and water. Today, that lost grandeur makes them somewhat less than upstanding citizens of the Empire. This guy might be a scout, a relic hunter, a smuggler, an assassin, or a spy, trying to recover fragments of that ancient culture. This mini can easily stand in for a swamp infiltrator, a temple thief, a jungle guide, or a dagger-wielding cult operative. In a campaign, it works well as a stealthy ambusher in the ruins, a morally flexible informant, or maybe a rival treasure seeker who knows all the old paths and the drowned tunnels and the forgotten Kuul'Tevir secrets better than anyone else. Where the rogue specializes in stealth and infiltration, the Kuul'Tevir Fighter is better suited to the front line. This mini can represent a hardened swamp warrior, ruin guard, warband veteran, or a disciplined champion protecting the remains of Kuul'Tevir territory. As far as I can tell, we don't have Kuul'Tevir stat blocks in any of the Critical Role 5e books so far. For these guys, you can either pull from one of the many lizardfolk stat blocks in Ghosts of Saltmarsh, or use a generic stat block like Veteran or Gladiator in the new Monster Manual with some lizardfolk flavoring. The Verdant Guard Ranger represents one of Singorn's elite elven defenders, trained to protect the city's borders, forest paths, and Feywild-linked holdings. Vox Machina encountered the Verdant Guard during Campaign 1, especially around their time in Singorn and in the Feywild. Again, I don't think there's a dedicated stat block for this guy. He's a nicely detailed but fairly generic elven mini. You can run him as a scout, an archer, a veteran, or a ranger-style NPC with some added wilderness magic, perhaps. And finally, we have Matthew Mercer, the real-life game master for the first 3 Critical Role campaigns. So if you're a fan, well, here you go. Otherwise, he's certainly a viable mini for a caster, a noble, a guild leader, or a merchant. In all seriousness, I wish I had more minis like this. Whenever I set up a city or a tavern scene, I want as many NPC minis as I can get to fill out the scene. Not only does it add life and flavor to the encounter, but the NPCs make the players change up their tactics. Are the area of effect spells like Fireball gonna be used when you have all these NPCs that can suddenly get wiped out? That's a decision for the players to make. Overall, this feels mostly like a collection of possible PC minis. The Goat-Knight and the Steed are the clear standouts with the modular design and how easily they can become a memorable PC or NPC. We also get some good Goliath minis, which we don't get all too often. The main ones you can use as enemies are the Kuul'Tevir, which are great for swamp encounters or exploring the ruins of lost ancient civilizations. It's definitely not the strongest Critical Role set, but at the current sale price, I think that the Goat-Knight alone is worth the price of admission. Characters of Tal'Dorei is available now. Normally it has an MSRP of $60. It is currently $45 on Amazon, but as of the making of this video, it is $30 in the WizKids official store. I'll have the link for you down below. Great set for $30, though you will have to check out their shipping rates to be sure. WizKids also has a $100 bundle that includes this set, Characters of Tal'Dorei Set 1, NPCs of Exandria Set 1, which I'll be reviewing next, Factions of Wildemount Dwendalian Empire box set, and the premium figure Dieter the Dragon Turtle, which I covered in a video linked up there in the corner of your screen. For all 4 of those sets together, $100 is a pretty good value, especially these days. There's also a second bundle priced at $120, and that one includes Monsters of Wildemount box sets 1 and 2, NPCs of Tal'Dorei Set 1, and NPCs of Exandria Set 1. The one catch is that the NPCs of Exandria is included in both bundles, so if you pick up both, you're going to end up with a duplicate. You could resell the extra one, I guess, or just pass it along to a Critical Role fan in your life. But let me know what you think about this set in the comment section down below. Don't forget to check out the 5e goods over at Hit Point Press, including Heliana's Guide to Monster Hunting, which turns monster encounters into full-blown adventures, packed with hunt mechanics and crafting, subclasses, and flavorful creatures that give DMs and players far more to sink their claws into. It even comes with audio bard recordings and a soundtrack. But that's it for me today, so please stay safe, have fun, love each other, and I'll see you next time at the Gallant Goblin.